She was hiding in my closet. It was a humid night in August 2009. I was home alone. My parents were out on their usual Friday date night, the kind that ended with them drunk and passed out in a movie theater somewhere. After a sweaty jog in the late afternoon heat, I took a cold shower and tried to make the house feel a bit less suffocating. We had no air conditioning, so I opened several windows, one in the kitchen, two in the living room across from each other, and one in the basement, where I planned to spend the night watching movies. It was the coolest spot in the house, both in temperature and, as I'd soon find out, in something else entirely. Dinner, Netflix, a blanket. That was the plan. I must have fallen asleep not long after eating. When I woke up, the TV was casting a dull glow over the now pitch-black basement. A frigid draft swirled through the room. I had forgotten to close the window. I stumbled up the stairs, turned off the TV, shut the window, and began cleaning up. My parents still weren't home, all lights off upstairs. I washed the dishes, closed the kitchen window, and then remembered the living room ones. As I shut the first, I noticed something odd at the second. My mom's decorative vase had fallen to the ground. The fake flowers were scattered across the hardwood floor. I bent down to gather them when I heard it, a slow, squeaky twist of a doorknob. Then the unmistakable creak of floorboards upstairs. My blood froze. I didn't move, just stayed crouched over the vase, one hand gripping plastic petals, the other bracing for balance. I looked out the front window. No car in the driveway, no parents home. My chest tightened. I gently placed the vase and flowers back on the table and crept toward the stairs. More creaks, closer this time. My heart pounded in my ears. I reached the bottom step and grabbed the railing, peering into the dark abyss above. I had a decision to make: turn on the lights and confront whoever or whatever was up there, run to a friend's house, call my parents, or just go. I chose a coward's bravery. I tiptoed to the kitchen, phone on silent, ready to flee through the back door. My dad answered my text quickly. "It's an old house, just settling." He guessed a window was open upstairs, letting doors swing. Seemed plausible. My anxiety faded, a little. I grabbed a glass of water and began ascending the stairs, a small knot still twisting in my gut. At the top, every door was wide open, except mine. My room stood half-closed, door gently nudged by the breeze. Just like Dad said. I smiled at my own paranoia. I turned on the bedroom light, scanned the room. Nothing. I set the water on my nightstand beside my laptop and went to the bathroom. Back in bed, Seinfeld reruns comforted me, helping me wind down. But then I heard it, a faint, dragging sound, a scratch, slow and deliberate, coming from the closet. I turned on the lamp. My closet door was now slightly ajar. Had it always been open? No, I was sure. I was sure it was closed when I came in. Suddenly, a sound that didn't belong in this world broke the silence. A laugh. Not loud, not exaggerated, just wrong. It was quiet, raspy, broken, a a laugh soaked in something dark. I sat up, slowly removing the laptop from my lap. Then the closet door burst open. A figure stood in the shadows, half covered in my hanging clothes. It was a woman, if you could still call her that. Her skin was ghost pale and cracked, smeared with dirt and dried blood. Her filthy feet were bare and torn. She wore what once might have been a white nightgown, now a ruined tapestry of filth and stains. Her face, what I could see of it, was sunken and veined in sickly blue. She looked like something that had been pulled out of the ground. And then she spoke. In a voice that sounded like rotting wind through broken teeth, she whispered, "Have you seen my baby?" I grabbed my phone and bolted. Behind me came a shriek so sharp it sliced through my spine. "Give me back my baby!" Hangers rattled. She lunged. I slammed the bathroom door and locked it just as something slammed against it, hard enough to make the mirror rattle. I pressed my back against the sink, feet against the door, heart in my throat. She screamed, her voice changing, warping into something inhuman. Her banging turned into body slams, wild and vicious. I called 911. The operator told me help was on the way. I prayed. Minutes felt like hours. Then I heard it, the voice of salvation. The police were in the house. There was yelling, growling, a struggle. They had to pepper spray her. 3 officers just to pin her down. She was still screaming, still possessed, even as they dragged her away. They told me she was likely on drugs, or maybe an escaped patient from the psych hospital in the next county. But I know what I saw. We moved out a month later. I was never truly alone in that house again. But that night was the last time I ever felt safe in my own home.